I'm gonna leave it at that as far as purse bid stuff is concerned. I don't want to talk too much on that, but you guys will see. You know, I just wish all these guys that you boxing fans think are so great. I wish they got the same pressure put on them to take tough fights the way Angelo does. You know, like I got nothing but respect for Bruce Carrington. I like Bruce Carrington. I met Bruce Carrington. I talked to him on Instagram. Like we're cool. Like I like Bruce, but I mean, you talking about Bruce being. I've seen a lot of people say that Bruce Carrington is the best featherweight in the world. Bruce Carrington hasn't even fully established himself as being the best guy in the WBC featherweight picture. Did y'all forget? Hold on. Let me show you guys. Did y'all forget, or do I got to remind you? Let me ask the chat. Did y'all forget, or do I got to remind you? Y'all talking about Bruce. I like Bruce, but here we're content to tell the truth, whether I want to or not. You know, y'all talking about Bruce being the best featherweight in the whole division. And he's not even the best WBC. He might not even be the best WBC featherweight champion there is, because there's a dispute to settle. As far as I'm concerned, there's a dispute to settle. And you guys might be saying, BT, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Well, look, man, don't call me a hater, but I'm just a messenger, and I'm telling y'all the truth. So as you can see on the screen, Bruce Carrington is your WBC champion for now, but as you can see right below him, you have Ray Vargas, who is the WBC champion in recess. Now, Ray Vargas fought Nick Ball. He hasn't fought since the Nick Ball fight in early 2024. He had an injury, right? When he got the injury, the WBC declared him the champion in recess, and he's still, right now to this day, the champion in recess. So as good as the Shushu knockout over Carlos Castro was, and it's great to have him in the division as a champion, he's not even really the out. And that guy can come back at any time. And I want to give you all a heads up. That guy can come back over the top rope like it's the Royal Rumble. He could be waiting in the corridors in the back, and he could just come out of nowhere. You know, so I don't know, man. They gotta go clear that up. You guys talking about some, Shushu and Angelo, Shushu and Figueroa, Shushu and Espinoza. We need to sort out who is the real WBC featherweight champion of the world, because like I said, it's not Shushu's fault that it's played out this way, because there was politics that went into this and they made Vargas a champion in recess, but he's there. Like, I'm not going to ignore what's there. So I know Ray Vargas has been living life, and I went on his Instagram yesterday. I saw that he's been dancing and having fun and just he's still training. He still looks like he's in somewhat shape, but again, they got to sort it out. They got to sort it out. They have to sort it out, and that'd be a good fight. Ray Vargas has been a champion in multiple weight classes. I feel like if Vargas were to fight Shushu, that would be Shushu's best opponent to date. He's better than Carlos Castro. He's better than Suleiman Sagawa, right? Why not? Why not do that fight, right? Turkey's talking about doing all these fights with Figueroa and whatnot. Okay, Shushu's a Ring Magazine ambassador. If you can't get Shushu a unification fight, and you can't make Shushu versus Figueroa for whatever reason, right? Why don't you just go and do Shushu versus Vargas, and let's sort out who the actual WBC featherweight champion is? Because as far as I'm concerned, Rafael Espinoza is the best WBO fighter in the WBO, because he's the full champion. Angelo Leo is the best fighter in the IBO because he's the full champion, right? We can't say the same for Shushu. There's a whole champion in recess that can come back at any time over the top rope. So make of that what you will. Ray Vargas, that's what I'm saying. Look, Ray Vargas, as crazy as it sounds to say, and I'm no Ray Vargas fan. Let's clear it up. I thought he lost to Nick Ball. I'm not like a big fan of watching him fight or anything like that, but he is the champion in recess. So I have a pretty good feeling at some point this calendar year, we're gonna wake up one day and we're just gonna see Bruce Carrington and Ray Vargas made as a fight. Ray Vargas will probably get vocal on social media or go to the WBC, and the WBC will mandate, hey, Shushu has to fight the champion in recess, which basically is a mandatory. Like, Bruce Carrington basically has a surprise mandatory that could be declared at any time. If Ray Vargas says tomorrow, if Ray Vargas goes to the WBC tomorrow and says, Mauricio, I am medically clear to box. I want to fight. Give me the Shushu fight. Guess what's gonna happen? Guess who Shushu's gonna have to fight? Ray Vargas. So you can like Shushu, but he gotta definitively prove that he's the best champion of the WBC. And to be fair, like he beat Carlos Castro, who is a good fighter, right? I like Carlos Castro, but Carlos Castro is a professional loser. Like he was competitive, but Carlos Castro doesn't have that mentality to win at the top level, and it's been shown time and time again. So, yeah, Ray Vargas is still around. Don't forget about good old Ray Vargas. BT, I remember on the scorecards, you thought Andrew should have lost his last fight. It surprised you, homie. Well, because we were in Japan. We were in Japan, and I was factoring in the fact that we were in Japan. I wasn't surprised that he won. I thought he won the fight. I had it 8 rounds to 4 when I was there. And I just watched that fight last night. I was just rewatching that fight last night and studying that fight last night. I thought he actually won like 8 rounds to 4 again. But when you're on the road, you just never know what judges are seeing. That's what I was nervous about that. And one judge actually scored a draw, which I didn't agree with, but they did score a draw because, and I think they scored a draw because we were in Japan. That same fight happens in anywhere in America. It's 116, 112 UD. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, last question. My man says, when is Angelo? That will be determined in about a week. They have to go to purse bid, and then after they go to purse bid, they have to fight within 45 to 90 days of the purse bid. So if I had to give you a rough estimate, I'm gonna say it'll be somewhere around April or May. You know, somewhere in and around that time, and it'll be a good fight.